déçoit toujours pas les coureurs. En tout cas, ça va d'une belle course, c'est lancé. Attention, plusieurs coureurs sont en train d'attaquer. Attention, Yolan Silvestre, Miguel Stanislas.
Hi, my name is Joshua Kelly. I'm a professional cyclist from Barbados. Some of you may know me as one of the Kelly brothers. I have 3 other brothers in cycling with me. One is a professional with me as well. His name is Jacob Kelly. I also have Jonah Kelly and Jesse Kelly, which are both avid cyclists, along with my parents. The story about how I fell in love with cycling started somewhat many years ago, about 7 years ago. We had just finished school. My brother and I, we were at home, getting bored every day, thinking about what we can do for fun. And one of our friends happened to be, a professional cyclist at the time, Darren Matthews, and he introduced us to mountain biking. And we would take our mountain bikes every day and we would ride together, go different places. And then he asked us if we would be interested in getting into road cycling with him. And it sounded interesting, so we gave it a shot, and from there we just fell in love with the whole sport and the idea of being able to push yourself to the limit each and every day. It's an individual sport, which I love because you're responsible for all of the hard work that you put in, and whatever you put in is what you get out, and that's beautiful to me.
Aujourd'hui, la vitesse is very fast. Étape is muy chaud. Oui, it's dur, hard, very hard. Oui.
Cycling is a lot more than getting on your bike every day and strolling around and, having fun and enjoying every minute of it. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of, good days and bad days, and just putting your body through, unthinkable pain every step of the way. And I found it's a bigger mental battle than physical for me, because it requires you to leave your family behind, travel a lot, be alone a lot, and it's not really a fun lifestyle that everyone thinks there is. Yes, there's rewards at the end of the day, but you really have to work hard for it, and you have to be strong. It takes a certain person to pursue greatness in cycling. And I think among us Barbadians here, we have a lot of hidden talent, a lot of people that possess these qualities that you need to make it in the big world of cycling. In this sport of cycling, it really is a matter of what you put in is what you get out. For example, the end result everyone sees with us on the podium taking a win, or celebrating some great moment in cycling, is such a small portion of the whole build-up, the whole process, the days that you're on the bike and you feel like you're gonna die, but you push a little more, or you wake up on the morning and you have to go out there and crush yourself for 6 or 7 hours, and you have to go to sleep and do it all over again. It's a lot of hard work that goes into it, even down to nutrition. We eat the same thing every day for 2 months, morning, for breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's a whole process that the public doesn't really know, but I'd love to show you guys and give you guys a little insight of what it all takes to get to that end result of taking the victory and reaching for greatness. For example, normally every March we head over to Europe, as it's the biggest season over there, and it's also the most difficult season for us Caribbean people to survive in. it's around 0 degrees, but we still have to wake up every day. We still have to battle with cold, and it's it's unthinkable circumstances. I mean, we have to layer up and use 4 or 5 jerseys, go out in the freezing rain, still push our bodies past the same limits. It just makes everything that much more difficult. In racing too, when we have to race in the freezing cold, it's not that we're only racing the most competitive people in the world, but also where it feels like we're racing 2 races. We're racing the cyclist, and we're racing ourselves in a race to not give up, to keep fighting, to keep pushing, and that's why every victory and every success feels that much more important, because we know what we went through to get there. Motivation is a big part and a big necessity with what we do. For some people, waking up every day and just having 100 grams of dry oats with water and a splash of milk every day, or having 100 grams of pasta with 1 egg every day for lunch and dinner, would seem like something only a crazy person would do, but for us, it just becomes, a piece of the puzzle, because, everything adds up, and that is proven with weight and power to weight ratio and all that kind of stuff. That's what it takes to get the results. My motivation for all of this pain and suffering, comes a lot from my family, from my loved ones, but most importantly, the reason for this journey for myself is just to show other Barbadians that it's possible. Growing up, everyone told me that we're from this small island and cyclists don't make it in the big world and it's impossible. But I beg to differ, because I know it's possible. I know if we work hard enough, anything is possible, and we can make it. In this small island, we punch way above our weight, and we make things happen. So I'm human, as everybody else. And there was a period when I doubted myself, and I felt like giving up on my dream, on everything, because I didn't think I could make it. I felt like it was getting too hard. I lost all of my closest friends, important relationships had to, go out the door because of all the sacrifices I had to make this dream come alive. And I just felt like it was accumulating to too much. I felt like I didn't have the support system needed to sustain a lifestyle of a professional athlete. But then, after taking a year off and a lot of thinking, I realized that I didn't need to depend on people. I dug within myself, and I told myself I'm going to do it for a different reason. I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to do it for my little brother Jonah. I'm going to show people that I care about, and that show me that I am, worth the fight, that success is possible, and, we can all make it if we have that fire within ourselves to just push on and keep going. After the year off, I made a conscious decision that, I'm going to be all in with this. I'm going to, do what it takes, and just make sure that every time I get on my bike, every pedal stroke I do, every meal I eat, anything I do in terms of this sport, in terms of my life, is going to be for a reason, a lot bigger than just me. And I just want to keep telling you all that we have a lot of talent here on our island, a lot of young people coming up that are capable of taking this journey with me, accompanying me, and even reaching for greater things. So far, my hard work has been starting to pay off. My cycling has taken me all around the world, racing some of the best people across the globe. I've got many victories under my belt now over the years, but my most memorable one has to be my first victory in Europe this year. Words can't really describe the feeling that I felt that day. Just to give you a little insight of how that race went. The race started and it was one of the biggest bunches we've ever raced in. And it was a really, really fast race, and it was kind of scary at first. In the first hour, there was a huge crash and my brother happened to be in it, and I stopped, I let the race go ahead, and I told him, Jake, I don't think this is a good idea that we can continue. And Jacob picked up his bike, picked up his broken shades, put them back on, and he told me, Josh, we need to finish this race. We chased back on, and Jacob told me, we're gonna give it everything we have in the last climb, and if that's not good enough, at least we tried. And we gave it all, and when we look back, it was just us and 3 other guys, and we just went from there as fast as we can. I could never dreamt that I would have been able to stay away from a peloton of 150 guys with one other companion with me for 60 kilometers. But I did it lap after lap. We kept fighting, and as I knew that finish line was coming closer, there was just one guy left with me. And in my mind, there was no room for second place. There was one option, and that was to take that win. So on that final lap, I got myself ready. I knew what I had to do. And when the time came, I did what I had to do, and I crossed that line first. And the emotion that I felt, I just felt like I finally cracked the code, and I finally, showed myself that I can be with the best. I can be one of the best. And, that was just an eye-opener for me. That was the start of great things to come. My victories on the international stage has been opening more and more doors for myself and for other local cyclists here in Barbados. For example, I've been approached by the BTMI and Air Antilles to take a predominantly Barbadian team to the UCI 2.2 Tour of Guadeloupe this year. The Tour of Guadeloupe this year is the UCI 2.2 class. That's the highest level of UCI race you can do before stepping into the big ranks with the World Tour guys like the Tour de France or the Vuelta a España, those kind of big races. So it's really a big deal. It's from August 2nd to the 11th this year. It's 10 stages long, and it's the most difficult stage race here in the Caribbean. It goes through, the crosswinds, the flats, and Guadeloupe is known for the mountainous terrain it has. It brings a lot of South American climbers, and the level is always super, super high here. It is very important for me and my team to go down to the Tour of Guadeloupe and be successful, because it can open many, many doors for us to one day, be in the big ranks, the World Tour. I want to be the first Barbadian to ever ride in the World Tour with the best guys in the world. I've been given the task for the BTMI to handpick a Barbadian team to go to race the Tour of Guadeloupe this year. The team consists of, first off, Jacob Kelly, my brother. He's the aggressor in the team. You just have to tell Jacob, follow that move or go with this person, and he doesn't think twice. He just goes, For example, in Guadeloupe in the time trial, he he popped his chain with about 5 kilometers to go, and he was so, determined to finish that he started walking at first with the bike on his shoulder until someone in the crowd gave him another bike just to ride through the finish line. And at all costs, he was determined to make it there. Secondly, there's Gregory Van der Poel. He's the fighter in our team. No matter how bad Greg is suffering, you can count on him to get through that finish line, and anything can happen after that finish line. But in the race, he can give you some of the funniest faces, but you can know that Greg is coming through that finish line. Thirdly, there's Philip Clark. Well, we call him in the races the lieutenant. He takes care of everything on the road. He's really smart. He makes sure everyone is well fed, feeling good. And if you're not feeling good, you just tell him and he can come up with a new plan for the race. Then there's Jeff Remake. He's a really good rider on the flat. He's a strategist. He's always well positioned. He can read the race well. And whenever he can chip in and help the team, move into good position for the important part, he's more than willing to do that. And then we have a Colombian climber that's coming. He's gonna come to help me to maneuver through the mountains, make sure that I'm in good position all the time, and wherever I need help, he'll be there to guide me around. And then lastly, there's myself, Joshua Kelly, going for the win. I'm more than thankful for all of the support that I've had over the years. It's way too numerous, to list all right now, but most importantly, my family has always been by my side. My dad's company, Century Insurance. Boatyard has always had my back. RDL. And then for the Tour of Guadeloupe, I'd like to thank the BTMI and Air Antilles for giving me the opportunity to race at such a high level. It is very important to have a good support system around you to support all of the local cycling. And I really like to thank Cockspur for all the support they've given all the local cycling, sponsoring our nationals. It's really helped us develop as a small island. As I know, in this small island, it's definitely a breeding ground for talent, as we can one day take our place on the international cycling scene. I'm so excited to take Barbadian with me wherever I go on the international stage, and I will continue flying the Barbados flag high every time. Our culture, our people, our products, we need to take our place on the international stage.